Hello! Welcome to another episode of Barbarians Only. Currently, there is a double evolution tournament going on, so everybody's going to have level 11 cards, and you're allowed to have 2 evolutions. I only have Barbarians, because of course we are Barbarians. But I thought that playing this tournament would be a fun way to see, at an equal level, how we can perform against some other decks. I have played one game in this already. Our opponent had a evolved Royal Giant. We were able to handle that with a freeze and some other things with that. Now this looks like evolved Royal Recruits. And Royal Recruits are quite powerful against Barbarians. However, their evolved charge attack often doesn't seem to activate just based off of the way that the Barbarians will engage the Royal Recruits. So, although it is a powerful move, it doesn't usually end up being too bad for Barbarians. Now, although Royal Recruits are expensive, as you can see here, they do, compared to Barbarians, they're not that much more expensive. So it's important when they put them down that you are doing the proper amount of damage to each lane. Completely eliminating a lane is a very powerful move. And you see here we're going to take some damage from this baby dragon. However, the amount of damage we've taken is not as much as we managed to get out. And so overall that sequence of events was good for us. Now, we have evolved Barbarians, but our opponent does not have evolved Royal Recruit. And it's at this moment we learn he has Mega Knight, which is unfortunate. We're going to bait this with a Ram. And we're going to be hoping to use a Barbarians evolved after he uses the Super. But he is not using it, and so we'll use them early. Oh, missing the Firecracker is very unfortunate. Even just doing a little bit of damage on the Firecracker from the freeze will allow arrows to finish her off. Thankfully, we can kill her there with a Barbarian Barrel. Now this is getting a bit dangerous. We're saving up for a freeze plus Barbarians combo once the baby dragon gets within range of tower. It's important the baby dragon gets in range of tower so that while the Barbarians are dying, the tower will still be able to contribute. So we're going to put down a hut defensively on the same lane. We have to be conscious that his next Royal Recruits will be evolved. I'm not very experienced with how to cycle properly evolved cards. And so here we're actually thinking we're going to do a big attack, but we save. Yeah, no, we don't want to do that exactly. Hopefully that baby dragon is within range of tower. I think it is. Yes, okay, good. We're going to try for a ram near ram attack because it's sudden death. This will give us a lot of time to work with. Oh, unfortunately that Mega Knight and the hero, or like the baby princess defender, didn't drag to the tower in the center or the ram like I wanted. That would have made that situation a lot less scary there on the left. But you can see there, in the sudden death situation, we were able to line up a series of events where we slammed 2 rams into his tower and killed him. That was pretty interesting, actually. One of my concerns with the game and its current patch is that it's allowing this double evolution to all players once they reach a certain level. But my fear of that is that will increase the amount of usage of cards that have evolutions, and a lot of those cards and their evolved forms are quite good against barbarians. So unfortunately, I'm a bit worried about the Firecracker in particular. Evolved Firecracker not dying to arrows is incredibly scary to us. We're not entirely sure how we feel about it. They just recently introduced the evolution for Bomber Skelleton, and since that card still does only cost 2 elixir, we are also concerned about decks adding in a secondary card such as that, which is incredibly powerful against barbarians. So we'll have to see how that goes. We haven't unlocked evolutions yet, so we're not really quite there yet, but very interested in what that means for how we'll be working with the deck. As the nature of getting the evolution requires you to play the card, it could increase the incentive to use barbarians instead of other options, just to get to another evolve. I'm not sure how that's going to play out yet. I find the BB Prince is very hard to counter when he uses that move. A lot of times, even if you kill him, it still comes out. We're going to do a so many barbarians push. We need to hold the arrows here because we're hoping to kill the... Really, we were hoping to kill the Firecracker. But this will do just fine. As you can see, the barbarians are too numerous and cannot be stopped. This barbarian barrel will go back to evolve Firecracker. Opponent revealing. We had Goblin Giant this whole time, so that is fine. As we've seen in previous videos, once we are below 10 seconds, freeze becomes insanely powerful when we are advantaged. And it's going to be a good game, Barbarians. Alright. Again, Firecracker. That's 2 in a row, so we are a little bit worried about that. But good games there from Barbarians only. The so many Barbarians timing attack that you saw there is good. Especially against Fireball, where your opponent may be relying on destroying a certain lane. We're going to support this Barb on the left with a ram, because if we can bait out the special ability, that means that he won't be able to support those bats on the right. Unfortunately, he's going to get some damage there with those Bomber Skelletons, but that's going to be some of the price we have to pay in this match. We thought about using the freeze, but it's a little bit too risky. I'm going to try to close this out a different way. Bomber Skelleton is incredibly powerful against Barbarians only, if your opponent knows how to use it properly. As you can see here, we're very low elixir and don't really have a response to a Bomber Skelleton. And if our opponent is aware of our weakness in being low elixir, we will continuously take chip damage throughout the game, which is fine, but what that means is we need to be appropriately aggressive to match the amount of damage. Now we're going to go for some evolved Barbarians here. Let the BB Prince know what we think about him. Barb's getting some damage on the right. We may be saving for a freeze here if we can get this. We're just gonna... No, let's not. Yeah, that felt right. And again, here we're going to take some damage, but that's what life is sometimes. Or are those things evolved too? Maybe. A dangerous situation, but we're hoping to just keep both of our towers alive, even if they're low health. It looks like that's not going to be possible. And so we're hoping for an overcommittal to destroy one tower. And we're going to be going hard on the left. Bomb tower is revealed. A nice timing on the freeze does not allow for the bomb tower to get any damage, and that's going to be an enormous amount of damage by the barbarians. Oh, that is an incredible freeze timing. If that freeze had not stopped one of those hits, possibly that would not have worked at all. We just swept the leg with barbarians there. Wow.